Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be organizing the 7th continent expansion. What comes up must come down, so stay tuned to see how all of these cards fit into the trays, and I also have the base game here and I'm going to see how I organize it all. Okay, welcome back. My name is Alisa and this is my channel Alisa's Loves, where I love talking about my hobbies of board gaming and collecting physical media. And in today's video I wanted to show all of you how I organize the 7th continent expansion. I have already organized the base game here. I have a video where I showed how I did that, and so if you would like to see that, I will make sure to link the video up above. And today I wanted to do the expansion here. So I still have the cards wrapped up and I will be taking those out. The expansion came with more cards. It also came with more dividers and it had a few other things there. And so I was wanting to see how much of the cards will be able to fit into the original base game. So pretty much into 3 trays. And so I'm going to just get started and then see if I'm going to need to use some of these trays. So hopefully this will help any of you out there also organize yours. And so let's see how they all fit. Okay, so the expansion came with additional rules, and in the rule book there is a white box here that says important, and it does say that before starting the game, store the cards where they belong, making sure the white adventure cards are stored before the green. So in the base game there is no white adventure cards. They're green and they're yellow and gold, but there are no white adventure cards. And in the expansion there are white. So it looks like the white adventure cards are going to be stored before the green with the same number, and then both of those will be before the gold adventure card. So the gold will still be at the very back. So I'm going to go ahead and go through and open these up, these cards over here, and start placing them behind the corresponding numbers. The expansion does come with more of the adventure cards, which have this blue back to them. So I'm going to go ahead and open up and see what is inside here. Okay, so in that first deck we got some more curse cards here. And I store my curse cards behind the preparation and storage divider right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the very back of that. Okay, and then next we have some of the advanced skills. So remember, with advanced, you can tell they're advanced by this emblem logo icon right here. There's also a little floral kind of background as well, so you know that they're advanced. So those are advanced. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these around and put them behind the advanced skills. And I'm just going to put them in the very back of my advanced skills. Okay. And this, again, this was with the base game. If you didn't have the base game, then your divider, your tray is going to look white. If you happen to just get the expansion and bought cards elsewhere, but regardless, you'll have your tray. Here's character cards, so character specific ones. I don't, let's see, I'm thinking these ones, well, those are probably still character ones because there's people on them. So I'm going to assume all those are character specific. And so those will go behind the character specific skills divider. And again, I'm just going to put them in the very back there. And then the last ones, they do have these little pictures there I know the regular skill cards didn't have that. So let's say new game modes, Prodigy mode, compatible with the easy mode. So this makes the game easier. Okay. So it says, before the game begins, you may shuffle 5 learning from your mistakes skill cards into the action deck. For right now, I think I'm going to keep these separate. Let me know in the comments below if you decide to put these with your basic skill cards. I think I'm going to keep them separate for now, though, since it is a different game mode. Okay, so that was all of the first deck that I'd gotten. So the next one looked like these are all the exploration cards. So I'm going to go ahead and open them up and place them where they belong. Okay, after opening them, exploration cards have typically Roman numerals on them, but as you can see, this one's got a different icon on there. And if I turn over my divider cards, there's one of those same icons. So I'm going to go ahead and add this divider with my other ones, and it looks like the Roman numerals continue. So this I'm probably going to put at the very back and then continue my Roman numerals. So I'm going to place these in there, and then I will be sorting these and place them into the correct corresponding dividers. And remember, they go behind the divider. Okay, so I've gotten the exploration cards all done, I believe, and as you can tell, it kind of filled up definitely some more. I had this in here previously, but now I won't need that. And so this has my preparation and storage. This is the pass where my husband and I, these are all the cards that or not the pass, the save, sorry. And these are the cards that we've used from our previous game. And then we've got the skill cards and all the exploration cards. And I've included the little magnifying glass in the front. So now I'm going to start doing the adventure cards and placing them into the correct corresponding dividers behind them. And again, if I see a white adventure card, then the white goes in front of the green and then the gold. So I'm gonna do all that, and in my last video I kind of showed how I took them apart and placed them. I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to do it off camera. If you want to see it a little more in depth, then you can check out the other video. But once I'm done, we can see how full these 3 trays are, and if I'm needing to use some other trays. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will be back. Okay, so I have gone through the first set of adventure cards, and now I'm on the second one, and I thought I'd just let you guys know that the first set was kind of definitely more of a pain to do than the first base game, because you have to go through individual cards and find where to place them. Once you get past 450, then it becomes much easier, because now I can go back to doing what I did last time, where I can just take all of these and place them behind where they go. Prior to that, though, you're going to have to search and look through them and then place the corresponding cards into behind the correct number. And again, that's where it's really important to remember white comes before green and green comes before gold. There were a couple times where I found myself putting the white behind the green and having to remind myself that goes in front of the green. So white comes first. But this whole first section up until here, I had to pick through and find where to place them. So it definitely was more time consuming than when you first built and put all of these in to begin with. It took a lot longer. So now what I have left is what it looks like are the high numbers, and there's plenty of these dividers, but there's no numbers there. So the rest should be fairly easy and quick, and I can just place them behind the dividers instead of having to go and look through them all. So yeah, that first part, not as much fun, a little more time consuming, but hopefully the second part will be much quicker. So I'm gonna do that and get back to you. Okay, I've gotten all of the cards open, and as you can see, I was able to fit them into all 3 boxes, all the adventure cards. So if anyone's out there curious, they do all fit into all 3. There's just not, this last box, I don't have a lot of wiggle room, and playing the game, I have played it now, you do, you know, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of space to go through here. So I'm actually going to take cards 800 and up, and I'm going to place them into this tray here, because then I have some extra space in this tray to move around. This one I also do, and if I needed to, I could always take these and put them to the front here. So for me, I'm going to be using 4 trays. I also wanted to show you that the base game ended with number 777, so just be sure to remember when you are putting the new ones there that you did have a few back here in these higher numbers. And so if we zoom in a little bit, these high numbers in the back didn't have hardly any. And so when you're placing the new ones, just make sure this was the last card, and so you'll need to place it now behind, you know, 750 in the correct spot, because in the base game there weren't dividers that went up that high, but with the expansion we now have dividers that go up that high, so just be sure to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and place that into the correct spot. Okay, and also if anybody's curious, when I was sorting the first ones in these lower numbers, I would place any green card. So for example, if I had 001 that was in the expansion, I would place this behind all the other 001 green cards that I had. So it would go at the very back of it. I don't know if that matters, but I just decided to have the expansion cards be at the very back of the base game cards. So that's what I chose to do. In the last deck that I opened, it came with the other character cards. So here's the character cards, so I'm going to add those into the preparation and storage where your character cards are with the other characters. So if you can see, here's the other characters here. So I'm just going to place them with those, and again, like I did with the other ones, I think I'm just going to put them towards just in the back of the character deck. And then here's the clue cards that went with each curse card. So those also belong in behind the preparation and divider. So you can see here's curse cards. I'd place those other curse cards here. Here were the clue cards to the base game. So I'm just going to place the clue cards next to these curse cards that I just placed that came with the expansion. And again, those are all behind the preparation and storage right there. Okay, and then also in that last little deck were these cards, which it says there is a traitor among us. So in these new rules, this is another game mode. You can play with a traitor. So what I've decided, since both of these cards are for different game modes, this was the Prodigy and this is the Traitor, I think I'm just going to go ahead and also store these in the preparation and storage at the very back behind the curse cards. And if we decide we want to play with the game mode that includes those cards, then I can just go into the preparation and storage. Let me know if you've chosen to do something differently, or if you've seen other people do something differently that maybe makes more sense for gameplay, but for now that's what I plan to do. I obviously have not played the expansion or those game modes, so I don't know if it's more important to mix it in, but for now that's what I plan to do. I also have the banished cards. So originally my banished cards were in the back of this third tray. Since I'm using 4 trays, I'm going to go ahead and put my banished cards in the back of here. If I was using 3, then I would have just put my banished cards in the back of this tray. Now, I do have quite a few other expansions that I had purchased through the Kickstarter, and each of these expansions also comes with more cards. And with these, I'm assuming, you know, they're going to continue to fill up those trays to where you know, I might need to use some more of these trays, and if they come out with even more content, because right now I have 6 trays and I'm only using 3 plus a little bit more, and the 3 all obviously have some extra wiggle room in them, but these are going to be filling up that. So I guess for any of you out there who do have, you know, all the expansions, then it looks like you're most likely probably going to be using more than 3 trays in order to have it accessible and not be just jam-packed in there and hard to get to. So as far as storing them into boxes, it looks like when we want to play now, unfortunately, we'll probably just have to get both boxes out. I'm gonna see, because I don't think 4 trays, yeah, I'm pretty sure 4 trays aren't going to fit into the box because it's just, they're too long. So, I guess if I didn't want to have to do that, then I could just place all of these here, and then I'd only need to get 1 box out. So that's kind of the bummer part, is you're gonna, it looks like, especially once I get these expansions all placed into it, that I'm definitely going to have to get both boxes out when we want to play, because 1 box doesn't hold it all. It'd be nice if there was just 1 big box that I could keep it all in, but at this point, there is not. So that's how I plan to organize the 2nd edition base game box and the expansion What Comes Up Must Come Down. I think I'm going to hold off and wait on these until I decide to play them. Hopefully that kind of gives you guys an idea of what, you know, the storage looks like and how much space it takes up once you've got it all organized. Organizing and sifting through cards isn't super fun. I did have some wine while I was doing this. But thankfully, Serious Pulp did a very good job of making sure to have them all in numerical order for us and have the correct color order as well in those packages, which that makes it so much easier. So thank you to them for thinking about that when they packaged everything. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful for some of you out there, and let me know in the comments below if you've played this awesome game. I've gotten it to the table already, and my husband and I really, really enjoy it. I'm excited to explore some more of this 7th continent. We still need to beat a curse because we did not. Okay, well, I hope you're all having a great day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye!